PPP expels its National Assembly member Tumanjai following a leadership role at the party's recent Congress. Gambia Press Union trains IEC staff and security forces on access to information in elections. And more than 25% of drug in health facilities is dispensed for non-Gambian, according to the health minister. These and more coming on Gambia 24. Stay with us. Good evening, viewers. You're watching Gambia 24 with me, Santa Tunkara, and now to our news in detail. The Gambia People's Progressive Party's National Assembly member for Banjul South, Honorable Fatoumata Tumanjai, has been expelled on Wednesday following a leadership role at the party's recent Congress. Honorable Njai, who proclaimed herself as the party leader and Secretary General of PPP, has been removed over what the party described as unbecoming conduct and disrepute behavior. Fatmata Kasim tells us more.
It all began at PPP's recent Congress when Tumanjai, the then candidate for the party leadership, had a disagreement with the party's top officials over the election process. The Banjul South National Assembly member then declared herself as the new leader of the PPP, saying the party needs a transitional leader to tackle the challenges it is facing. However, on Wednesday, Honorable Tumanjai went to Facebook to show the letter of expulsion from the party she claimed to lead. The letter stated that she has to face disciplinary action for what the party called unbecoming conduct and disrepute behavior towards the party.
In violation of Article of 32.2, 32.3 and 32.4 respectively of the PPP Constitution, which provides for the disciplinary actions against a member whose behavior brings the party into disrepute or which manifests a flagrant violation of the moral integrity expected of members or conduct unbecoming that of a member.
The letter further claims that she brought division and provocation to the party by undermining its activities.
Impeding the activities of the party, creating division within its ranks or membership, commits an act that undermines the effectiveness of the party, behaving in such a way as to provoke serious division or a breakdown of unity in the party.
According to the letter, Tumanjai's actions have proven gross and serious violation of the Constitution principles, norm, and decision of the party. The statement added this prompted the National Disciplinary Committee and the National Executive Committee of the PPP to expel her. Fatoumata Tumanjai is understood to have angrily walked out of PPP's Congress in Birkamaba on a grounds that some of her supporters were barred from entering the Congress to vote for her. For iAfrica News, I am Fatoumata Kasim.
Assembly member Tumanjai following a leadership role at the party's recent Congress. Now, Birambai, the second witness to appear before the Truth Commission on Wednesday, revealed that the so-called blacks, commonly known as junglers, were the ones who tampered with the papers of the register at Baba Job's residence. According to Mbai, the men in black went to Job's residence to pick up the migrants and took them away. Amindao has the rest of that story.
Biran Bai, a former commanding officer of the Police Intervention Unit, testified on the arrest and detention of the West African migrants. Biran said, upon arrival at the Kairaba police station, 3 migrants were unable to fit in the station. That was when his DIG told him to go with them at the PIU office.
Some group to Baba Job's residence. Last 3 days, Hejun Kairaba.
The last 3 could not fit into Kairaba.
Then
that was when the DIG told me to go along with them.
PIU.
To the PIU.
Who were those?
What I can recall is that they were 3.
Amasentur.
I did not know their names.
Wow. Certain nationality tam muna am recall numako fatelaku.
I cannot also recall their nationality.
Why manma ana nyom be PIU.
But I went along with them to the PIU.
Disembark, then to the guard room.
Disembark, went to the guard room.
Then could book in the diary.
Told them to book it in the diary.
My arrival with those 3 guys.
My arrival and the 3 individuals.
Ma ubi suma office 2IC.
I opened the office of my 2IC.
Then ma clear documents am fa neka isuku to my office.
I cleared his documents there and brought them to my office.
The guy nañ def fofu.
And told them to put those individuals there.
Mbai also told the commission that the papers of the register which was bearing the names of the visitors at Baba Jules' residence was torn out by the Black Blacks.
On my own observation,
suma gis-gis,
and then my discussion with the sergeant,
ak suma waxtaan ak sergeant bi,
the personnel of this black
ñi nga xamné ni ñoy black yoyu
dañ fa dé dem di pick.
They usually go there and pick the migrants.
Did he write the names of those who went there?
ndax bind na tur yi ñi nga xamné ni ñoo fa demoon pour jël doxandem yoyu.
It was all recorded in that choir book.
Loolu yépp bindoon nañ ko nak ci choir book boobu.
Do you know what? Ndax xam nga la mujjé xew?
Do you know what ended?
Then tore all the papers off the choir book and left the choir book there.
Waaye dañ mujjé
empty choir book there.
Dañ mujjé xoti kayit yi ñu fa bind yépp bàyyi choir book bi noonu.
Who did that?
Ñana def loolu?
The black.
On 22nd July 2005, Gambian security officers arrested the migrants who were bound for Europe after their boat landed in the Gambia on suspicion of involvement in a coup attempt. The TRRC testimony corroborates the findings of 2018 report by Human Rights Watch and Trial International, who interviewed 30 former Gambian officials, including many of the Commission's witnesses. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Amindao.
From the reports by Amindao on matters of the Truth Commission, the Gambia Press Union on Thursday began a 2-day training program for IEC staff and law enforcement officials on access to information in elections. The move seeks to improve transparency and accountability in electoral processes in Africa. And according to officials, access to election-related information plays a crucial role in every democratic society. The CC files in this report.
The training is meant to enlighten IEC staff and law enforcement officials about human rights issues related to the conduct of elections, as well as monitor the preparation and management of upcoming elections. As the Gambia's presidential election is fast approaching, it is vital for journalists to have basic information on voting processes and also know where and how political parties get their resources. The president of the Gambia Press Union, Serif Bojan Jr., underscored the importance of the training, saying it will assist the IEC and security forces to promote transparency and accountability in elections.
By the Gambia Press Union to bring in stakeholders in the election cycle, to train them on the issues of transparency and accountability, of course in reference to access to information and information-related matters. So why this is important is because we have two of the key stakeholders, the IEC, the Electoral Commission, and the security forces, members of the armed and police forces, to sit together, to talk together, and to get trained and share experience about how they do their individual work as election body and as security forces without disregarding the issue of transparency and accountability.
The chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Ali Momar Njai, believes that the training will help equip participants to work high professional standards in electoral reporting.
The media practitioners are to observe the laws, media ethics, election rules and regulations. This will help equip journalists in discharging their roles of informing and educating voters in the electoral process. I believe this training will help equip the participants with the necessary tools and conforming to high professional standards in election reporting.
As security personnel also play a crucial role in elections, The Assistant Police Commissioner Mustafa Sow said the training will aid the security forces to know their movement with the media during elections.
And the significance of security in election process is very key. There cannot be any election without security. And if, for example, participants lose confidence in the security process, then election will be compromised. And I know at the end of this 2 days training that is organized by the press union, the security will exactly know their mandate during elections, their activities with the media houses, together with the institution that is directly responsible of the election, that is the Independent Electoral Commission.
Access to information enables citizens to exercise their voice and hold the government to account. But in the Gambia, information sharing and access to information has been a challenge for citizens, activists, and especially journalists. In September 2020, the Gambia Press Union, Africa Information Center, and Panos Institute of Southern Africa launched a joint project on access to information and elections in Africa, funded by National Endowment for Democracy. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Daisy.
From the reports by Daisy, we will go with a short commercial break and the news continues. Stay tuned.
They say we slept in one world and woke up in another. This global tragedy got humans together despite our social distancing. Our nature is taking a break. And giving us a wake-up call on what and who truly matters. Look around you. Hold on. Breathe. Count your blessings. Take time for self-renewal, for a better start tomorrow. Soon, life will be back. Meanwhile, let's stand apart together, with one heart.
The pride we take in our brand, the work we put in to constantly change the landscape and elevate real estate in the Gambia, it's compared to none. From inception, our goal was to add value to the beautiful Gambian landscape. That's why we are proud innovators of community estates. Kololi Sands is an exceptional piece of work, tailored for ultimate convenience and luxury, to bring you an element of finesse that is rare but unique in its own. This is also our pride and joy, and we welcome you to the exquisite beauty right here in Kololi and right here on the waterfront. Kololi Sands, feel the ocean breeze at your doorstep.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Gambia 24, and now to the rest of our stories. The Minister of Health, Dr. Amadou Lamine Samate, has said that more than 25% of Gambia's drugs are being consumed by neighbors across the borders. The minister made this disclosure before the National Assembly on Monday during the question and answer session. Fatmata Kasim reports.
The Gambia has one of the poorest medical systems in Africa, with shortage of drugs being a popular challenge in health facilities. This status do not, however, regulate our health system from serving heavily people from the sub-region. Concerned about the regular shortage of drugs in health facilities, the National Assembly member for Serekunda requested to know the reason behind the problem. Dr. Samate has the figures in drug consumption in response to the question by the parliamentarian.
I think from the starting point is, as a country, what is allocated for drugs is not enough to go the whole year round for our population. I think that's the starting point. So at the onset, the inadequacy is suspected. But it's also very important for us to know that quite a big chunk of our drugs are consumed by our brothers and sisters from across the border. Most of the honorable members here who have constituencies around the border, they will attest to the fact that their facilities are inundated by people coming across the border because treatment is cheaper here and our people, our services tend to be better, and they are also closer to some of our facilities than their own facilities within their countries. So in fact, roughly what I'm being told is that above 25% of our drugs are consumed by our neighbors from across the border.
He hoped that the challenge in drug dispensation will be addressed when the ministry introduces the health insurance system. A monitoring team known as the National Pharmaceutical Service is at work to collect data as to what obtained on the ground of all health service provision centers.
So we have a monitoring team. A team goes around, the National Pharmaceutical Services, the Directorate, they have a team that goes around to see what is happening, and they also have a reporting mechanism. But we are discussing with partners, in fact, our discussions are far advanced, in having an electronic system whereby as paracetamol, for example, stock dwindles in one region, at the central region, they will know which facility is run out of paracetamol, and they will now prepare to supply, and they can manage the stock level real time. So that is going on, sir.
The minister added that patients at any of the facilities should not be asked to buy essential medicine prescribed for their treatment. The mission of the Ministry of Health is to contribute to socio-economic development and wealth creation by promoting and protecting health of the population through equitable provision of quality health care within the context of primary health care. The mission puts the concept of health beyond the confines of curative care of other socio-economic determinants of health. The health sector, despite remarkable achievement registered in the past few years, it is still under pressure due to a number of factors. For iAfrica News, I am Fatoumata Kasim.
More than 25% of drug in health facilities is dispensed for non-Gambian, according to the Gambia's health minister. Now from that, moving on, a former Gambian Solicitor General, Cherno Marena, has on Thursday told the Truth Commission that the absence of a Gambian as the Director of Public Prosecution has led to right violations in the justice system. During Yahya Jammeh's regime, foreign nationals have been serving the post, and the last Gambian to hold the position was
about the justice system and how the sector enabled former President Jammeh to violate the rights of Gambians. Marina said the absence of Gambian DPP played a role in the utilization of the office that would have made it more difficult because they would have to live with the decisions that they made with the people that they live with. He further explained how the office of the DPP was abused.
The office of the DPP asked very little questions with regards to cases that had some political interest. With regards to whether to initiate a prosecution or not. So at the end of the day, in some cases, not all, the decision to prosecute was not entirely a legal one. No, like I said, if, for instance, Jammeh was adamant that somebody should be prosecuted, he would give instructions to the Attorney General, which would be passed on to the DPP. And unfortunately, the DPPs would not stand their ground. No, they would not stand their ground. Really argue strict legal basis. As long as they've got the signal. But this was a case that, I mean, the presidency was interested in.
The former Solicitor General said the direction to prosecute will be in the form of oral directives because it's very rare to find written directives, even though it does happen. He said the fusion of the function of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice played a role in getting the Attorney Generals to comply.
I think you've said it all. Because really, I mean, the fusion of the two roles certainly led to, I mean, politically exigent decisions. Over legal considerations. In some cases. So certainly, I mean, in a situation where the two roles are separate, with adequate guarantees of independence, that would probably help in the basically distinguishing legal issues from the political.
After the change of government, the former Attorney General Batambedu made it a point of duty to appoint a Gambian as a DPP. The post was advertised twice, but no Gambian lawyer have applied. Despite the office being a constitutional office, the position was not filled in 2017 as the government wanted a Gambian to mount it. As a result, the position still remained vacant. For iAfrica News, I am Fatoumata Kasim.
With the reports by Fatmata Kasim brings Gambia 24 to an end. Continue watching more of our interesting programs. I am Sohna Tunkara. Thanks for watching. Have a nice evening.